Here we are again in July. It comes around so fast. Wimbledon's on. My hollyhocks are sprouting marvellously in the garden, and the pink colour reminded me of Delta ceramic, which is the material we use in hip surgery. And I thought it'd be a good idea to give you an update on hip resurfacing. Andy Murray, as you know, had a hip resurfacing, a metal on metal hip, done some years ago now, which got him back to playing elite tennis. The news is that he's dropped out of the gentlemen's singles, but he's going to play mixed doubles with Raducanu. So at least he'll be there playing in Wimbledon fortnight, which is very exciting. His other hip, I think, is probably not very good, and he's had back problems as well. These elite tennis players absolutely push themselves to the limit, and it's not surprising that people like him have quite marked degenerative disease of their weight-bearing joints at such a young age. Why hip resurfacing? Well, hip resurfacing is a brilliant option for younger men, particularly young men with big hips, big balls. They're the ones that work well. Women haven't done so well with metal on metal hip resurfacing. Their pelvic anatomy is quite different from men. Their hips tend to point more forward. The ball of the femur, the head of the femur, is a lot smaller. And small bearings made of metal don't do so well. And women tend to be a bit more sensitive to the effects of metal debris that comes from these hip joints. I did a video on that not long ago, so have a look at that. I'll put a link to it in the description below. So what's the news on ceramic resurfacing, the Resurf? I've done a couple of videos about this in the past, and I know lots of you are interested in Resurf and are waiting for it to come to market. We've been through several years of being promised it's going to come, and finally this year, I think probably in November, according to the manufacturers, we may well get clearance to use it. It's been through all the regulatory tests, and I think it's going to be signed off in November. It's going to be quite a niche product. It's also going to be very expensive because, of course, these devices, like drugs, when they first come to market, the prices are high. So it may well be only paid for if you're paying for it yourself, self-pay treatment. And it's going to be a lot more expensive than a conventional hip resurfacing or a total hip replacement. Whether or not the NHS will get to use it in the next few years, I have no idea. That's up to the regulators and the Department of Health and the manufacturers to come up with a plan. I'm not sure whether the health insurance companies will underwrite the cost of it. Again, that's being negotiated at the moment, so watch this space. Hip resurfacing is sort of fallen out of fashion over the years, but it's coming back again. I did 2 this week. It's a very good operation, as I said, for younger men. Hopefully ceramic resurfacing might open up the market again for younger women with hip arthritis. For the reasons I've mentioned earlier, I think ceramic on ceramic resurfacing might well be a good solution for the active younger female. Remains to be seen. The ceramic resurfacing, the Resurf, will have no long-term data. It's been through a very complex regulatory process, so it is safe to use, but we don't know how it's going to perform in the longer term. We know that metal on metal hip resurfacing has done very well into its 3rd decade. If you choose the patient properly, you do it for the right indications, and you do the surgery well. And that's one of the issues I think we're going to face with resurfacing. A lot of the younger surgeons coming through haven't really done resurfacing. They're put off by the problems with metal on metal bearings 15 years ago. So there's a tribe of surgeons like me coming towards the end of our careers who've done a lot of resurfacing. I've done over 1,000 over the years. And it's up to us to train these younger surgeons in how to do resurfacing properly. It's an operation which requires a lot of experience and technical skills. It's not quite like doing a hip replacement. You have to be much more careful about the geometry of the implants you're putting in order that it doesn't cause problems. Ceramic resurfacing will be exactly the same. It's made by the same company, the instrumentation will be the same, the technique, the approach, the exposure of the hip joint will all be the same. So I think when it comes to market, watch this space. I'll announce it on my channel. There'll probably be a press release about it as well. So I think once it comes onto market, it's going to be quite a busy time. So if you're interested in resurfacing, and particularly ceramic resurfacing, give me a call, come and see me, make an appointment, speak to Anne and Tracy, the details in the description below, send me an email, we can sort out an appointment for you to see me, get some investigations and see if the Resurf is suitable for you. If it isn't, there are alternatives which work extremely well, and I can discuss all of those with you. So I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know when we get confirmation from the manufacturers it's all ready to go. But if you've got any questions at all about resurfacing, general hip replacements, or anything to do with hip surgery, let me know. Details are below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.